Hi cuties, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you're new here, welcome. If this isn't your first video, thank you for watching another one of my videos. So today's video, I believe, is a rite of passage for anyone who makes press-on related videos. And today I will be talking about how to size press-on nails to sell. And I'll be talking about 3 different ways to do this, or 3 different methods. So the first one is using measurements, and what you will need for this is pen, tape, ruler, and some paper. On the side, I just put the screen recording of how to find this information on my website, www.nailsbythekg.com. So right there, it gives you a step-by-step as well as like pictures of what you're supposed to do. So for the first method, as I said, you need tape, a pen, a ruler, and a piece of paper to write on. So there's different ways you could do this, but in the video I only really show one way, so I'm just going to talk about it as well. So essentially what this method is you take a piece of tape, put it over your nail. Well, okay, first disclaimer, all of these should be done over your natural nails. My nails were done and I didn't want to wait to film the video, that's why I'm doing this over like done nails, but this should never be over nails that are already done because then it's not an accurate size. This should be over your natural nail. You're just going to put a piece of tape over your nail and use your pen to mark where your nail starts. So the very tippity edge of your nail, that's what you're marking. So essentially the marking should be distance from skin to skin, so like where your nail meets skin to the other side. And then you would just transfer that tape to a piece of paper, that way it's straight and clear, and you would use your ruler or measuring tape, whatever you have, to measure the length from line to line. If you use a thicker marker or a thicker pen, do from the outer edge of the line to the outer edge of the line. But yeah, you're just going to count the ticks on the ruler, and you could either write that down, or if you know how to read a ruler properly, you could write down the actual measurement. Another thing you could do that would make it, because this method is the most complicated, another thing you could do that will make it slightly easier is if instead of actually measuring it yourself, you combine method 1 and method 2, which is the quarter method, and just do the tape part for every single one of your nails and label which nail it is for. So this is my left thumb, so right beside that I would just write left thumb, and then put a quarter on the paper, take a picture, and then send it to your nail tech or whoever is making your press-on nails. That way it takes away the hassle of you having to measure for yourself, and they could just do that for you. But yeah, so you just repeat this process for every finger, labeling as you go and making sure to take note of the measurement. This is definitely the most complicated method. So for method 2, you're using a phone and a quarter. So what you do, very, very simple. You get a quarter, put it down, put your hand down beside the quarter, make sure all your nail beds are in frame as well as the quarter, take a picture. And then what we do on the back end, we grab a quarter, size the quarter in the picture to the quarter we have, and then use our nail tips to put them on your nail beds and size them accordingly. It's so simple, it's so easy. I will suggest take a separate picture for your 4 fingers and your thumb for each hand. So for the third method is just to purchase a sizing kit. You will need a sizing kit. So again, put that right there, what it looks like on my website. And I also record how to find sizing kits on my website. They're in the add-on sections, and these are just 2 sizing kits that I already pre-made, but I will also show you how I make sizing kits because I needed to make 2 to send out to someone anyways. So I just designed something on Canva, printed them out, and I keep them in Ziploc bags. Nothing fancy, nothing special. And so excuse me. So yeah, you just see me selecting the shape, size, all that good stuff. So they're just blank, printed in black and white. I printed them on colored cardstock, 12 by 12 colored cardstock, 6 to a page, cut it down, easy peasy. So I was sending this person my short coffins and my medium coffins because it's going to be a freestyle set. So I wanted to give her options as to what her ideal length is, but she definitely knew she wanted coffins. So I just start off by labeling what the sizing kit is right in that top right corner. You will need something to put your tips on, an envelope, your nail tips, some double-sided tape, scissors. If you're using like a bubble mailer, you would need that, whatever you're going to use to mail the nails out. But I just put the card in some of that self-sealing plastic wrap cellophane bag, and then I put that in an envelope and I mail it out like it's a piece of mail. So starting with the first one, just grab a Sharpie. Oh, you also need a pen and a Sharpie. I'm all over the place, sorry. So I just pick out each tip and I lay them out. It's easier for me to lay tips out first. That way I can also determine like how much tape I need to cut, because that's not something I like I can't just be out here cutting tape. And this type of tape specifically could stretch, so you don't need to cut out exactly what you need. You could cut out a shorter piece and then stretch it to accommodate what you need to do. But I just like to lay it out, that way it's organized, that way it's easier for me to handle, and I obviously put them in order so you don't have to like squint to read them tiny letters every single time. And then using the Sharpie, you're going to label each nail. So just write it out, because as I said, the numbers on them are so tiny and so hard to see. Just make things easier for your clients, make things easier for your customers. This way they don't have to like struggle or whatever to read it or flip it over. It's right there in their face in front of them, and it's just clearer, less room for error. So after you label all of them, you will stick them on. That's literally it. That's how to make it. And so from the back end, and what I mean by back end is as a customer using a sizing kit. So right there under the word sizing kit are instructions. You just take each nail tip and put them on your nail to see how it fits, which one fits best. And then there's a space below to write down the sizes. Again, I will stress this. This should be done on your natural nail. If your nails are already done, you can't use a sizing kit over done nails, because then those nails will not be accurate. What you would be measuring is if you wanted to put press-ons on your nails. Whether you do gel X or acrylics, it'll be as if you're trying to put press-ons on your gel X or acrylics. That's not what you're trying to do. So that's it. Easy peasy, simple as that. There is a fourth method. It's not a method per se, it's more so a fourth option. I didn't put it in the video because I didn't think about it until much later, but it is also very much an option for you to just make a multi-piece set. So this set of nail tips I'm using comes with 11 sizes because it goes from 0 to 10. Am I right? Hopefully I'm right. It comes with 11 sizes. So you would just make each nail double. So you're making each of the 11 sizes for each hand. So this is where like 20-piece sets or 22-piece sets or 24-piece sets come to play. So you're just making everything, and that way your customer has all the nails on hand and they could size it accordingly or appropriately. This is kind of like what the cheap press-ons you could buy from like CVS or whatever, what they do, because it's just multiple different types of nails. Personally, I don't do 20 22, 24 piece sets unless it's an emergency, or unless I just need to, like, I don't have any way to size the customer, or if it's someone I know. I don't, other than that, I don't do multi-piece sets because they give me so much anxiety. If it's not a solid color set, it gives me so much anxiety because I never actually know what nails to do what design. So it's like, I know I've seen some press on creators just say, oh, like typically 0 to 3 or 0 to 2 are thumbnails, but then I've also had people whose thumbnails are like 3s or 4s. So it's just so, it gives me so much anxiety. So I just decided I'm not going to do it. If it's a solid color, then every single thing is the same. I could get behind that. But having to do like, if it's a solid color or it's a plain design, because I want to say in the next week or two, one of the next videos I would do is me doing a 20-piece set that has a design. I only did this because it was for a friend. She was traveling out of the country, and there wasn't enough time for me to send her a sizing kit, get it back, make the nails, and then like send them to her. And I knew what design she wanted. I knew that I could just do that multiple times, and so I did it. But again, only because she was a friend and it was in a pinch. So that is an option for you to do the multi-piece sets. I will recommend, if you're doing the quarter method or the first method I showed you and you're stuck between two nail tips, just make them two nail tips. Make it easier for yourself and the customer, because the last thing you want is getting that text or email that like, oh, like the nails you made me don't fit. It doesn't matter like who's, it's not a place for anyone to like put blame on anything, whether they measured wrong or you measured wrong. It's just good customer service. Like, if you're making a custom product for someone, let it fit. So here I'm just making an envelope to mail it out in. I like making my own envelopes. There's no really a thing about it. I have a ton of paper, like a ton of paper. I'm not even sure when I bought so much paper or why I bought so much paper, but I ended up with a ton of paper. So if an envelope is even giving me the side eye, acting wrong, doing what it's not supposed to be doing, I'm very, very, very quick to just make my own envelope. And it's cardstock, so I have no fear that it would rip or come undone or anything like that during the mailing process. I will say, in the spirit of full transparency, this was the first time I had sent a sizing kit to someone out of state, so someone that doesn't live in a state that I lived in, and they never got it. I don't know why they never got it. I usually send sizing kits like it's a piece of mail, but so that's why I use like a stamp. I don't use a shipping label for these. But for this one, she just never got it, so I had to send another one using a shipping label. So I'm still going back and forth to see what that was all about. But that is the video. I really, really hope you learned something from it. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.